as we welcome in the closer, Trysta Krick, joining us on a Thursday. We shot her with that note. Hey, what'd you say? Hey, big head, you up? And Trysta hit us back like, yo, I'm up. Let's do this. I'm fat. It's cell phone Trysta, though, too, for those that are watching. And that's always a little wilder. I'm fascinated, though. I understand what I'm about to ask and how this is going to be perceived by the adults in the room. What position are you in right now? Like this looks extremely awkward.
What did he say?
Where are you? Oh, you're just sitting on the floor holding the phone.
There's
you're
a bed.
on bed.
I'm in the
Oh,
bed.
you're
I'm
just
in a hotel room.
Crisscross
okay.
applesauce.
All right.
I mean, there's not a lot of good lighting, and also like there's nothing. We have a nightstand, but if I was to do the nightstand, it's like that. So I've got my elbow on my knee so that it's level, and the lighting is really good right here on the bed, but the lighting's not so good by the desk. So lighting more important than my comfort, because your show is paramount of importance to me.
You rock. You rock.
Are you going to the football game?
No chance. No chance. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So I've gotta go and get my little Invisalign swapped out.
Very nice.
What are you? So you've had them for a minute,
dude? If I have to be honest, I've had Invisalign on and off since like 2015. It's ridiculous.
So you're the type of person they say don't get Invisalign because you're not disciplined enough to continue to keep them in for 22 hours a day.
Well, that number one, I mean, and I think being on camera hurts that. Two, I finished the Invisalign right when I first moved to DC, but they never sent me my retainers.
Yeah, that's a
so the retainers, I guess, got lost in the mail. A lot of movement happened. So then I had to get a new orthodontist. Nobody really cares, but I had to get a new orthodontist in New York and started a new case, and then moved from New York to DC, and then had issues from New York to DC. So instead of getting a new orthodontist in DC, I'm still going to the old one because it's just been so long. We're right at the tail end of this thing. Mm-hmm. And I've actually like just trying to kind of tweak, and I'm so much of a perfectionist. I'm like, this right front tooth is kind of at an angle. It's kind of not exactly level with the left tooth. So like, could we tweak and twist this one a little bit more? Oh, we broadened out the entire smile to widen it all so that I told them, they said, whose mouth? You're going to go crazy. If I knew you, Kenny, when I first got Invisalign, my prototype would be you. But I didn't know you then. So I told him I wanted a mouth like OBJ. I said, I want my mouth to look like OBJ's.
That's tremendous.
He's got a perfect smile.
He does have a perfect smile. I really enjoyed my time with Invisalign. Well, I mean,
Did you?
I got a retainer. I mean, you wear your retainer forever, so I'm not going nowhere. So
did you had a gap though, right?
Yeah.
You had the strand. I saw that. I've seen old photos.
Had the gap, had to get that fixed, man. I was in front of the camera a little bit more. I was like,
You went from regional Kenny to national Kenny.
Yeah, that's big facts.
I mean,
it happens
all
quick,
in the teeth.
Damn near overnight.
All in the teeth.
Damn,
and almost cussed. My stuff was throwing up gang signs. I was like this.
That's the way mine look when I got mine. Mine were a little rough.
The bottoms, I wasn't even really a case for Invisalign, I just was too old for braces. So I wasn't about to do it. I wasn't about to Chris Haynes,
The crazy thing about it is like, because I know my mom asked me when I was like 12, she's like, do you want to get braces? I was like, no, they're going to make fun of me. I don't want no braces. Now the kids like go out of their way to get metal braces. Like that's the cool thing. Like they're like, oh, I want to get braces.
That's what I had. I had grown man braces too at like 20. That's why there ain't no pictures of me at the Olympics, because I had braces at the time. Ain't one picture.
Which Olympics was it?
Oh wait,
like the greatest of all time,
the Beijing ones.
Ooh, yeah.
Hey,
team, right?
Yeah,
that's Redeem Team in the intro to Bolt, wasn't it?
Usain Bolt when he looked backwards.
Ooh.
When he won the 100, looking backwards.
Phelps was doing his thing too. Right?
That was Phelps's. Damn. Yeah, that's that. I think that's what that Olympics is most known for, is Michael.
Do you think that Olympics is like the best Olympics of all time?
I mean, for me, yeah. Like, for me, it's the best of all time. I mean, but as a fan, I mean, it's hard to, like 92, but like 84. I mean, I like made it a point. I got to find videos of 84 to see Carl Lewis win 4 gold medals in those events. And, you know, Michael Jordan, you know, playing basketball, like young Michael Jordan playing ball for that team. So I always think about 84 a lot. But
96, 96. I mean, I'm a track and field guy, right? So you
That's
say
Atlanta, right? 96.
Yeah. People say, people say Michael Phelps. It's Usain Bolt Olympics for me, right? Like I'm a track and field guy.
Wasn't that Jackie Joyner Kersey's year?
Well, 96, the first thing that sticks out to me is Michael Johnson.
Yep, Michael Johnson with the gold shoes.
The gold shoes. He broke that. I think Gail Devers was I think Jackie Joyner was still there, but I think Gail Devers was big time.
Gail Devers was 92 also. I think Jackie Joyner was 88 and 92. I think 88 and 92 in Barcelona. I know she won the heptathlon. In
96 was the women's team, right? That's
yeah.
That's
right. I think did Dawn carry the flag for that one?
God, I feel like yes. Something happened. I don't know what year it happened, but the Olympics went from everyone needs to watch all of it. This is an event for the masses. It's a critical memory in your brain forever and indelible, as they would say. And now it's like I don't even know if I
not so
really
much.
watch.
08 was like the last great one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with time zones too. Like
totally.
in like when stuff airs, and now it's on Twitter, and it's just a whole different animal now.
I went to the one in 18. That was in winter in Korea. And that was awesome for me, but there wasn't anything that happened where it was like, well, actually the one thing that happened was super political, because I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was like Trump and Kim Jong-un had like their own little beef right before. Do you guys remember that? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die out there. And then they combined South Korea and North Korea into one team, and they had to kick off a bunch of South Korean athletes and bring on the North Korean ones. So they had speed skating, and I was at that event, and they had the North Korean like singers or choir or something, cheerleaders that came out there, and it became this, and Mike Pence was there, and it became this like unifying thing, because it was the North Korean cheerleaders were like almost this angelic, blameless thing. It was unreal. It was unreal. The opening ceremony was I had protests that I had to cover because I was like still in journalism, so I had to go and like ask with the translator. It was insane. It was crazy.
Did you go to the opening ceremonies?
I did, yeah.
Isn't it boring?
Yeah, it was like,
oh, it's horrendous.
Not anything you want. I had a hookup. I actually I won't tell that story. That's a story off camera. But I had a plug. We'll just say this. I had a plug at the USOC, and they're not there anymore. But I thought I was gonna be like VIP at the next opening ceremony, which would be in Paris, and they're not there anymore. Plug on.
Well, I mean, look,
plug has been
the plug moves on. It's brutal, man. It's just no more horrible life news than when the plug moves on.
It's the worst.
I will like, congratulations.
What am I do now?
Do you have anybody else you can introduce me to, or no?
So who's taking your position?
Yeah.
I dread that day. I really do. Yeah. I will say this though.
A lot of people's gifts are going to change when my plug leaves.
Amazon gift cards. Here we come.
Kirby twist.
D-Lo's gift giving is really falling off.
Wow.
Chia
pet.
Just water it.
About the Olympics. I don't know where they're going to be at before this, but I will obviously be interested when they come to California.
Yeah, that will be fun.
That's going to be really dope. And then somebody also mentioned 96 was Carrie Strug. I remember that as well.
Oh, yeah. No, I think Paris
That's
is next.
right.
Paris is next.
Paris is next. That's probably going to be dope, though. Paris is. Yeah. Hey, when did the guy get jumped at the gas station?
That was 2016.
Was that
but
16?
He lied. He didn't.
Yeah, he lied. Was that Ryan Lackey?
Yeah,
was a swimmer.
Lochte. It was
Lochte,
Lochte,
that's
and that was in Brazil. That was Rio. That was actually right when I started at USA Today. I was like maybe a month too late to go, but they like
I
covered that
remember
from
all the,
top to bottom.
I remember all the homies was going crazy when they found out the Olympics was going to be in Brazil. They was like, yo, we got to get out.
Yeah.
They're like, ooh, there's stuff happening out there. And then the Zika virus came through.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
my
thought they
God.
were gonna get Zika from the water. It's always something. It's
Below
always
in KC, your Olympic station.
Indeed. Well, shout out to Jesse who puts out the tweets that says Trista's on with us. He's given up trying to put on like what we're talking about because it never really goes that way. So he tweeted Trysta Krick is on with the guys right now. They may talk sports, but you know how wild it gets. Don't miss out with the link attached. Speaking of, I did read this text earlier, and we'll read it again because I'm going to need you to explain yourself. One could make the argument that Click would be a better song without Hove's verse. Can you explain why that's insanity to me? I don't listen to, I'm not supposed to listen to the other verse anymore because you're not supposed to.
Okay, that's real quick. I did determine when
Kanye went crazy.
When it's good and when it's not good
Okay.
anymore.
Yeah.
And in that song, it's still good.
It's still good.
It's beautiful. My beautiful dark twisted fantasy is, I think, the last. Or
I'm gonna go
maybe
Life
the
of
one,
Pablo.
maybe
I'm gonna go Life of Pablo.
Life of Pablo? He was
Yeah.
off his rocker then.
No, because he didn't say that thing about slavery till after Life of Pablo.
I think that should be the official
that's
marker.
where I look at the
Yeah,
marker.
everything before that, he was good. It's like it's like Jackson 5, Michael Jackson. You know, he hadn't done anything wrong.
All Mike is good.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
All Mike is good. What you talking about? Hey, last week.
No, I know, but if you're gonna do a
Beyonce, now Mike,
demarcation point of like when you don't feel guilty at all, it's ba 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 ba. Black Mike, you don't feel guilty at all. Like
Although
once
it's
the
crazy.
preaching started.
Like if we might have that conversation, it's crazy what was going on with him.
Yeah.
Like all these grown ass women on Little Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, well that was Black Mike. It was Black Mike, Tan Mike.
He was like 13.
Well.
The shades of Mike are crazy. So I was listening to just a bunch because I was like, I drove today from DC to New York, and I was like, let me try to figure out a way to just get like all the 90s hits that I love and see if I can like tweak the algorithm. And for some reason, Click ended up sliding in there. And I forgot how hard Big Sean goes in that song. And a song's like really tough when you're like, uh-oh, when the song drops. And he spits. Like he is riding that beat like a wave. And then Hope comes in and it's like not his old, and I was listening to old stuff like Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint 1, and he's
that's different.
He's just the worst version of himself there. Like
that's harsh. That's harsh.
I've determined, and he's always good, but there's variations, there's gradations. But Kanye spits in there very much on beat. Big Sean is going. Big Sean, if you're gonna power rank the bars and the verses, it's Big Sean 1, Kanye 2, Hove 3. It's like it was as jarring as Hove on Monster. And it was like so offbeat, so lazy. And it was like he just had a couple of pages in his notebook and he was like, oh, they'll pay me how much? 600, 700,000 plus royalties. Yeah, I'll just read this part. I'll do it one take and I'll submit it in. That's how it felt. It didn't go together with the rest of the bars at all.
Now, see, because Damien's about to go off. I just want to get this in real quick.
I'm not gonna do that.
I think
it's just catchy.
I wouldn't say it'd be a better song if he was off. I wouldn't say that. The wording of that statement, I don't agree with.
I said one could make the argument.
Right. And I don't agree with that. But I do agree that he had the third best verse on that song. And his verse was still dope, but I mean, Sean and Ye, they kind of went crazy.
Don't you think he should have then, if you have the third worst, you should probably be the last verse. Because it was just sandwiched in the middle where I wanted to be like 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
Like Bone and Notorious Thugs.
Yes. Yes.
Never heard into that song.
Never. I was working out and actually got off the treadmill because I was like, I will break my stride to not hear Busy Bone rap on this big record.
Yes,
It's so catchy. Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, I'm talking.
He's just talking on there. He's just talking on there.
He's seen the sun since second grade. He never told.
Yeah, well, he made up for it because now every time he drop a verse, the world go insane.
That might have been the last time he might have learned his lesson.
He might have thought like you did. Oh, that was trash. I ain't never doing that again.
Yep.
And then Monster Nikki had the best verse. Nikki,
yes, she destroys him.
And Ross was crazy on there too, but Nikki.
Did you see Ricky Rose last night?
See. Hey, Rick, he be having no rules.
Rick Ross cussed on TV last night, and all I could think about with them TV executives, been there, Brody. We've been there.
Rose ain't got no rules on live TV.
No.
He looked at this dude and said, "You a big mother effer." Like, he turned around. Like,
they're like, dump.
No, it was tremendous. Yo, see the Kings beat the Lakers last night.
Beat the brakes off of them. I've been a little busy. I do have some things in my little iPhone notes, things that I want to think about putting on paper, but it's been hard. Listen, I'm coming in cold, so it's going to take me a while. It might be a few Kings wins before you get Mars. Like, it might be a few Kings wins.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know if I can deliver off jump.
I mean, January 7th is right around the corner.
It is.
So.
I haven't even bought my ticket yet. I need to do that. I was texting Damien, being like, "Do I fly into Sacramento?"
Let's just get this ironed out on the show. Where are you flying from?
DC.
There's a direct.
No.
No, there is.
No.
There is absolutely a direct from DC to Sacramento.
Nope.
Is it BWI? Maybe that's a direct.
Maybe it's BWI.
No,
there is none. No. Zero. Nope. Zero. It's a one-stop vibe. And it's going to be like 800 too, because it's not very. It's not
hard. Is paying for it, right?
Woo. That BetMGM is in a PR crisis, so I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for us.
Well.
Yeah.
Let's see. What am I looking for? What is it called? Orbits?
Orbits. There is no direct. No.
Yes, there is. Then they got rid of it.
Did you do it pre-pandemic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Nobody was flying into Sacramento in 2020, I guess.
Man, they slipping. Sacramento's best airport in the world. You never have to worry about anything.
Are you Dulles or
I could do any, but DCA usually.
I'm gonna try Dulles first.
But can we, while you're searching that, just on a scale of like one being don't care, 10 being despondent. I don't know if you care at all about this Carlos Correa thing, but that's kind of big news. I feel like.
Well, it was good talking to you, Trysta. This is going to take the next 20 minutes, so.
We don't have to address it. I mean, we can just say 10.
Oh no!
It's too late.
Oh no!
Too late.
We can address it. First of all, those guys need to be fired. Well, they're owners, so they can't fire. They need to sell the team. They're not going to sell the team. Farhan needs to be fired. He's upset too.
The dog doesn't like it either. The dog is fired up.
He's upset too, and he should be. Okay, Farhan. I said this yesterday. Farhan either needs to be fired or needs to quit. If it wasn't his decision, if they like superseded him and said we're not going to do this deal no more. If I'm Farhan, I got enough friends in the business. I can find another job somewhere. I quit. Because how do you do business with the Giants anymore?
You don't.
That's it.
The word will get around.
It's already around.
Did you see some of the things that were going on? The man had his wife, his parents, his parents-in-law, his children, all at the hotel ready for the press conference. And without any warning, they postponed it. And not only did they not have any warning with the postponement, they didn't say anything after they postponed it.
Ghosted them.
They gotta go. They gotta go.
The dog is not feeling this either. They're fired up over the Giants. Yeah. Everybody's really upset over the Giants.
Have you ever you've seen a ton of sports and know a lot of stories. Have you ever seen anything like I've never seen the team do that. I've seen players and coaches go back on their word. I've never seen the team do that.
It would be like if the Mavericks did that to DeAndre Jordan, but DeAndre Jordan would have to be somebody much bigger than DeAndre Jordan. It would have had to be like peak Blake Griffin. Hold on 1 second.
Oh no!
Come here. Why don't you jump up here on this bed? Why don't you jump here? Come here. Jump up here on this bed.
We're a very dog friendly show here.
We
Come
are.
on, jump up here on this bed. Come here.
We worked at home for 2 years. We've been through this before.
Yeah, that's bizarre though, man. That is bizarre. I do like the Mets just inherently, so I'm glad he didn't go to the Dodgers or something like that.
Yeah, that would have been a big division, wouldn't it?
The Giants are finished. They're finished. What happened 2 years ago was nothing but a fluke. I have no problem saying with that. I'll even tell you this, Sarah, I know everything about Giants baseball. I've been rooting for the Giants. That's the first team I ever loved was the Giants. I was like 4 years old. Loved the Giants. That 107 win team, that team's forgettable. I won't remember them in 5 years. It was such a fluke. They had nobody on there outside of Buster and Logan Webb that any of us gave a damn about. I mean, I like Lamont Wade, but he might be out of the league in a couple years. That team's so forgettable. I love the 97 San Francisco Giants better than that team. That team's so forgettable. Farhan, don't hang your head on that. You just need to go. Take your little sorry spreadsheets and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's rough out here on these streets, man. That was a bad look. Super bad look. We haven't talked since then. It just happened in the dead of night. I woke up and I'm like, wait, what? He called him in Hawaii? Scott Boras, I tell you what, if you're talent in this world, if you're an employee in this world, find someone who will ride for you like Scott Boras. Because, man, he is not playing around. He's like, oh, they're half-stepping. They're giving us some hims and some haws. All right, let's move on. He's
a closer. He's a closer. He's a shark. And he looks at Farhan as food. Everybody looks at Farhan as food.
So
you guys would have paid $40 million more than the Mets with Steve Cohen with unlimited money. But it would have been splash.
They legit regretted it, and they had buyer's remorse and got out of it while that man's mom was sitting in the front row to press conference.
They said it was a medical thing. I think it was cold feet.
It was from 2014.
Yeah, they were getting burned on Twitter, and they're like, hey, guys, they're saying we overpaid for him. We should probably see if we can skedaddle out of there.
Well, that's what happens when you have non-baseball people in control of baseball decisions. Those guys aren't baseball people. You see the Mets, a baseball organization, said, all right, come on over here. Come on over here with Lindor in our reliever where they blow the trumpet in the polar bear. Come on over here. We'll do work. We're going to sell tickets over here. I don't know what you're doing in San Francisco. You better get some good what the Kings used to have when nobody was coming, the $69 for a whole month.
That was a thing.
Get that going.
That was a thing. Did you find direct flights or no?
No. It appears that flight is in fact gone. Like that flight that I used to take at 5:00 is gone.
That might have been. It might have been like that. The show that we talk about. You might have been gone for 5 years.
Good news. We don't have to go to a Niners game anymore since it's not a BetMGM obligated thing. So if it rains, we're solid.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We'll do something else that Sunday.
It'll just be a fun weekend. It's
gonna be popping on Sunday. Let's go. Let's go.
Just and you'll be. But believe me, you would have been thankful you said that on the third hour waiting to get into that stadium. That's in the. Hey, can we get something to eat while we're out here at Levi's State? Nah.
Well,
you can get a hot dog while you inside, but that's about it.
This is what I'll say about Levi's. Levi's being there is phenomenal. It's a great time. It's a great time at Levi's. Anything outside of Levi's, number one, doesn't exist. And then number two, where you would be coming from to go from Sacramento to Levi's, you'd be like, I'll never do it.
I know. I might get turned in for Alyssa by then. The amount of time that we would have to be together in that car.
That's true.
Rough.
Shout out to Alyssa.
Kenny moves on quick.
Yeah, he does.
Moves on quick.
He's like, hey,
I love all my people, man. All my people.
Moved on. Your Friday hit's been taken.
Hey, Trysta, I want to ask you a basketball question, NBA question. I made a statement that while the Western Conference is like, it's still a little jumbled or whatever, I kind of see some separation starting to happen, right? Now, I looked at the Kings specifically. They're in 6th place, And I look at the loss column a lot of times for this stuff because, you can't make that up. They got 13 losses, and the Warriors at 11 got 18. I think Oklahoma City has 18, and the Lakers have 18. It's a 5-game difference in the loss column. And those particular teams, I don't see them like immediately gaining 5 games and then some. Like, I'm not saying it's over. I'm not saying that, it's done. I'm just saying there is some separation starting to happen. Do you see the same thing going on in the Western Conference?
Our Dubs are in trouble, boys. Like they may take 40 games to try to catch up with those 5 losses. Like those losses are going to continue to stack. Like they could go 2-8 in their next 10. And Steph, it's a labrum injury, right? Shoulder separation, dislocation, whatever. They said 3 weeks at the minimum. If it's 5, 6, 7 weeks, he's not a spring chicken. I know Steph's built different. He's got a body like Gumby. I'm sure he heals fast. But if they go 5, 6 weeks without Steph, it's especially with road trips in between there. They've got a homestand coming up soon. But this next 10, I think they go 2-8, 3-7. And so you got 7 more losses packed in the next 10, right? Now the separation really starts to increase. There is a real chance for us, that we have to make some moves. Start selling off some pieces. God forbid James Wiseman, who's a promising young star, would have to be moved to a new team in order for some moves to get done. But the luxury tax for us is starting to get hefty, and play-in tournament is looking like an option. So, yeah, I think the separation is there. I think the Kings, I gave this out on the podcast and the show last night. If the Kings are a top 5 seed in the West, I think Mike Brown, considering how long it's been, the playoff drought, and just what the expectations and the goals were, I think he could realistically have a shot at winning Coach of the Year, like a Tom Thibodeau, almost like a Western Conference Tom Thibodeau vibe. Not saying that they're the same.
Yeah, but a lot better.
But like, yeah, for sure, 100%. But in terms of like coming out of nowhere, a team that hasn't been good in a while, they come and they're a 4 or 5 seed, just like the Knicks were. And like, you're like, wow, they've really dominated the conversation. All of the hype around and the buzz of us warming ourselves up on that big purple beam.
Warming it up on the beam. Yep.
Yep. I think he'll be warming himself up on that piece of metal as well.
Oh, well.
Hey, okay, all right. Well.
It's Mike Brown, Joe Mazzola, and now, as Kenny pointed out earlier, if this continues, and strong reason to believe it could, Jacques Vaughn.
I gave that out last night too. Yeah, 1,000%. Did you guys see Steve Kerr, our coach, just being very shady, saying shady things about the Nets, saying that Jacques Vaughn was not responsible for the Nets turnaround, is that they just have too many good players and they should be good. It's like, have you seen what?
Really?
I think he's got to be misquoted. That doesn't sound Steve Kerr like.
Well, him and Steve Nash are really good friends, so he's not going to say Jacques Vaughn is responsible for this turnaround. It was low key, very shady. It was Wally Zerbiak level of shady.
Oh, what's up with your boy Wally Zerbiak? Where'd that come from?
I don't know where that ricochet came from, but did you see him apologize?
I didn't.
No.
Okay, so he apologized, and he said, I'd like to say I made a comment about Tyrese Halliburton being a wannabe all-star, and for that I apologize. He's had a really nice year, and he's in the all-star conversation. But so is just like Julius Randle and just like Jalen Brunson are in the conversation as well. All 3 of them are good players. We'll have to see how these votes shake out. I was like, how do you throw strays while you're apologizing? How do you do that?
I'm going to apologize, but not really.
I was like, he literally just said the same thing.
You called that man a wannabe fake all-star.
That was such a wild clip.
And then apologized and still basically said he was a wannabe all-star.
Did you see the video of Buddy at shoot around?
No.
Buddy had something to say about the Sacramento Kings in the background of like some video. They're getting ready to play the Boston Celtics. And I don't even remember who they're
Aaron Neesmith.
Oh, they're talking to Aaron Neesmith, and in the background you hear a voice with a distinctive accent tell the Sacramento Kings what they can do to his anatomy.
Oh.
And it was like, okay.
Out of nowhere, random.
Just for like, all right. You got the Celtics tonight. That's weird, but yeah, that came out last night.
People are petty. Also, I would like for everyone who remembers me questioning how out of shape and too thin Sabonis looked in game 1 of the season or game 2, whatever it was. You remember Damian. Kenny was gone. He was on Kenny Carawation. And which we know that happens. So I said some mean things. I say, he doesn't look very good right now, and he didn't. He was slow to get back, slow to get on defense, slow to get into the offense, back and forth like a little ping pong ball. He looks amazing. Amazing. Only 13 points last night. Don't care. 20-something rebounds, bunch of assists.
12.
Triple double, just beast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you guys a little bet. Because we talk about betting sometimes. And maybe I'm going to hurt myself in the process. And this line's moved pretty much all year. It was 27.5, and now it's all the way up to 32, 33.5. Sabonis points and rebounds are just maybe as much of a lock in the NBA in props as you can get.
Oh, damn.
If you have the access to offshore or whatever in California, or if you're watching this or listening to this in a state where betting is legal, I take it all by itself. Sometimes I put it into parlays too, but this is just hitting at like a 95% clip right now. It's absurd. They keep moving the line up and up and up from 27.5 to now 32, 33.5. And I'm like,
and then he goes and gets 21 rebounds.
Yeah, has a bad night in terms of shooting and scoring, but like puts up enough where he gets it as well.
I love that. Hey, breaking news. I don't know if you guys have checked your Twitter. Our guy, John Bull, he's found a straight through flight from IAD. Where's IAD?
That's Dulles. That's Dulles.
Yeah, straight. He doesn't have the dates on here, but straight.
Does he have an airline?
Flight. United.
Okay, so I'll check you out.
It leaves at 5 something. Does it?
7:56 p.m.
Oh, right, their time. Right, and then you'll get in at like 10 something.
Okay,
that's the flight I was looking for. I don't know why. I don't know what special secret power John Bull has that I don't have, but that's fine. That's fine.
Tell him I'll send him my birthday and my thing. He can set it up, and I'll Venmo him.
Send it over the mentions, and we'll get it all.
Well, he tagged you on Twitter, so you can see.
Oh, okay, good.
What John Bull Vacations now joining John Bull Photography.
Yeah.
What are you doing the next couple of days?
So I'm here in New York, and then tomorrow I'm driving back. I'm gonna go get some dinner at this awesome place called Sauce. When I get off the phone with you guys, they have some of the best chicken parmesan I've ever had in my life. Watch some Thursday Night Football, bet live, and then drive back down to DC. And then my family, well, it's like a second family, lives in Virginia. So we're going to do 12 fishes or whatever. They're religious, so they cook up like clam chowder and crab and lobster and all this stuff. And then we're going to spend Christmas together. I got them a bunch of over expensive gifts because they take me in like their own. And got them some tickets to Seinfeld, got the 22-year-old a ring that was like more than I've ever even spent on my own self. But it is what it is. And then I'm going to fly out to LA from the 26th to the 1st. I was trying to stay so I could just pop up, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll let me do that. I'm going to see
Did you say Sauced, like a barbecue spot?
No, it's called Sauce with no D. It's an Italian spot. Sauce, Lower East Side. Awesome.
That's that good New York food right there.
New York.
Right there. That's that good stuff.
Thanks for jumping on with us a day early.
I was hoping you guys would ask me. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, we got you. Shoot.
Well, welcome to Batty Thursday.
Yeah.
I know he was.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
No!
Wait, I wasn't gonna invite myself.
Everything. I don't think you know this. Just everything just went dark in that moment. We just lost you briefly. We're so happy you're safe and back. That was frightening. We just lost Trysta. Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Have a great have a great time in New York and safe drive back, and we'll get next week set up. But we're countdown is on, man. We're ready.
Countdown is on for me too. I can't wait. IAD into Sacramento.
Let's go, baby.
Right.
Let's go.
See ya.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas, guys.
Trysta
Bye,
Krick
Catty House.
right there.